My name is James Williams Jr. Now this is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. This is Act 3, Part 3, the final act. So, I was talking about being fired. I'll tell you how I got fired from Burger King. I got fired from Sears. I got fired from a lot of places. But those were kind of the more defining moments. Now, getting fired from Browns in 2008. They had to find a legal loophole to push me through. I didn't get fired because of something I did or something I said. I got fired because they killed my position, because you can't fire someone who actually comes to work and shows up on time, who leaves last. When I'm supposed to be at work, I'm always there a half hour early so that I can get my shit straight. The more time I put in, the more time I get out. You know, when my first weekend came up, every weekend they opened up at 8. I'm there at 7. You know, gotta wait for somebody to let me in. So if I'm there early, I get in. You know, when they open up, the store itself opens up between 6:30 and 7, but I'm always there at 7. You know, I swung by Hardee's, got an egg biscuit. Zach Jackson, that was my partner in crime there. So anyway, I'm sitting there, you know, and I've had some issues with Ed Palmentary. He was the management. I had some issues with Lewis. They were in upper management. I had issues with this guy who was like Jerry Springer, who was also in management. Now, I'm not somebody's fucking punk bitch. Might be a bit of a punk sometimes, but I'm a punk who likes to fight. Really, really good at it. So my first incident there, you know, these car salesmen on the Dodge side, because I worked on the Dodge side, would start giving me some flack. Now, my main man, my manager, my cousin, Russell, you know, he told me what to do. If something goes wrong, you listen to our manager, who was Mark Goins. Alright, and Mark was the shit, you know. So Mark told me who the fuck was in charge. Kenny Brown writes your check. Not Ed, not nobody else, and you will follow procedure to the fucking letter. Whatever car is in there first, that's the car you wash. No matter what these salesmen tell you, I'm your manager, you have an issue, you come talk to me anytime during the day, during my shift, I take care of it. Which he did, you know. So I worked the night shift. I worked 2 to 9. And might have been 1:30 to 9. I know I worked between 2 and 9 p.m. So I come to work, and the first incident I had, and this was before Ed, I didn't have any problem with Tim Potter. Potter, he treated me right. You know, there was never an incident while Tim Potter was in charge. Thank you, Tim Potter. So when Ed got in charge, the floodgates opened. This motherfucker found issues with me because he could, because he was manager. He was overstepping his boundaries, and there's nothing that I can do because I scrub cars. You know, and sometimes when you complain to people, there's nothing they can do because job security is important when you have to feed your family. First thing I told my cousin when he got me the job, if it's you or if it's me, you make sure they fire me because you have kids to feed and I don't. It's just that simple. Don't you take no fucking bullet from me because you have kids to feed. So I will never hold that against my cousin, you know, because the truth of the matter, he has kids to feed. You know, simple as that. There's a proper and improper etiquette of behavior when you're working. For the most part, I tend to follow that a lot. However, I'm also a strong believer in you can only push me so far before I ram my fist down your throat. Okay? Once a hood guy, always a hood guy. You can take me out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of me. So, after Tim Potter left, I started having problems with Ed and the salesman. The salesman would come back there and talk to me like I was a motherfucking dog. And I would tell them, look, this is how Mark told me to do this. You have a problem, you take it up with Mark. But we're going to take it up with you. I said, no, you don't want to do that. It's like, who are you, little guy? And I was like, this little guy knows Kung Fu. And I will punch your lung clean out your body if you keep fucking with me. So, yeah, that kind of was on me. I kind of threatened people when they threatened me. I didn't have to take that shit. I'm a grown-ass man. I was 35 years old. The fuck you think you're talking to? You know? I'm not some 18-year-old punk that you can fucking scare. I'm a 35-year-old who used to beat the fuck out of people bigger than me for fun. Okay? Still can do that. So don't get it twisted just because I can't use my legs anymore. So, anyway, a couple of guys, except for the guy that actually like Ben Affleck, and except for the other guy who looked like one of the Galaxy Rangers, you know, those are the only 2 car salesmen who actually treated me right. So things started going wrong one day when my cousin and another coworker, is basically family, had to do this dirty truck. Now I had problems before the truck, but they weren't as severe as the truck. The truck is what started that ball rolling for me getting my black ass relieved of command. So they didn't actually clean the truck. They sprayed it off, they swept it off, they drove it back out. It was a ragamuffin ass truck that only God could have fixed that truck. Alright? All the sweeping and washing in the world was not going to clean off those rust spots. However, Jerry Springer comes along, I'm cleaning on the clean machine, and this motherfucker come at me with an attitude. You know, hey young man, did you take care of a truck back here? No, I did not. I saw you on that truck. Hold up, buddy. Stop right there. I was on the truck, but then I went and did a key pickup. So, my bro and my cousin were cleaning that truck. But I saw you. I said, hold on. So, you see 3 black people, both of them bigger than me, and you want to come pick a fight with the one guy who actually will punch you in the face. It's like, excuse me? I said, you heard what the fuck I said. You didn't want to pick on Russell because Russell's solid, you know, nothing but muscle. You didn't want to pick on Big O because he's huge as fuck and solid. So you want to come pick on the guy who's 5'3", who's shorter than you, that you don't know nothing about. And what you fail to understand is the only thing keeping you safe right now is that you are not in striking distance. There is a clean machine between you and me. I will leap over this motherfucker and kick you in your goddamn face. Now, if you want to bring the truck back in here, I will gladly wash it. But I didn't wash it the first goddamn time, and you're not going to say that I didn't wash it and that I did wash it when I had nothing to do with the truck. I got on it, I swept the dirt off, they sent me for the key pickup. They get off at 5 o'clock. My job just gets started at 5:45. And you want to come down here and say some shit. Well, I seen you on the truck. I said, yes, you seen me on the truck. You did not see me take the truck to the wash bay, and you did not see me wash the truck because I was getting a key pickup. Now, we can dispute this with my fist in your face, or you can carry your ass back up in that management office and sit the fuck down before I break your goddamn glasses. So, he turned around, and he walked right on back up at the management office. Like I said, this is what rolled the fucking ball. Now, I didn't get rid up for it, but the next day I came to work and I told Mark, and I said, hey, look, man, you got to talk to that other side over there. You can tell these sales associates they'll be coming back here starting no shit with me because I will fuck them up. He's like, well, you want to tell me what happened? I said, all right, my cuz and my bro didn't do something. This son bitch come back there jumping down my throat for something that they didn't do. They just sprayed it off. And he's like, well, what do you mean? I said, the truck was like rusted to fuck, you know. I said, Thor, the god of thunder, would have been the only way that shit would have been cleaned if the hammer struck that bitch with lightning. It would have been the only way that motherfucker was going to get clean. The truck was like 90 years old. I said, all the washing in the world wouldn't have done nothing for that truck. He came back there and he started some shit with me. So you tell Jerry Springer that if he wants to keep his teeth and keep his glasses from being split down the middle with his face, that they need to leave me the fuck alone. Let me do my job, and I will do the job that I'm paid to do. I said, now, I told Russell about it this morning, but clearly he ain't talked to you. So now that I'm here, I'm telling you that the next salesperson come back there in a threatening manner, you're going to find him with a water hose up his ass and out his mouth. I said, and when y'all find him, I'll be halfway to Virginia Beach. I'm just letting you know, they keep coming back here threatening me. I'm not going to take that shit lightly. I've been fighting since I was 7 years old on the street, and I don't lose no fight. I be fixing to kill a motherfucker back here. So then Ed started rubbing it in. Kept on finding means to come back there and fuck with me. So, again, I go over Russell's head tomorrow, and I will file a complaint. Complaint after complaint after complaint. We had a sexual harassment suit going on, but nobody would get these motherfuckers for harassing me. So I would tell him, I said, look, the next motherfucker that come back here harassing me, I'm telling you, motherfuckers is going down. It's just that damn simple. They not going to be working no more. I'm not going to be working because I'm going to go to jail. I'm not afraid to go to jail for what I believe in. And I believe in defending myself to the fullest point of being able to defend myself. If that means I got to break a motherfucking neck, his neck just got to get broken. I'm sorry that he asked for this ass whooping because he would not leave me the fuck alone. So eventually it got down to the point where I had probably not said enough, and I kept getting harassed. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. And then with Lewis made me break some rules by lowering a car off the fucking the platforms when the mechanics are fixing them. I'm not supposed to touch those. But Lewis made me do it because he's management. And instead of learning how to read, somehow he magically got the job, and apparently he forgot that he's still a black man. And he thought that he was better than me, so if I got fired, it was okay. Then there was the thing with Marie, where she had got 2 vans. Marie was hot. Lewis knew I liked her. But, you know, I guess that was like our secret competition because both of them motherfuckers was married. I ain't married, so I could have messed with her. And I didn't give a fuck. Anyway, I asked Marie before I left because she was like the sexiest white thing, and any excuse to talk to her was fine with me. So I asked her before I left. I said, hey, look, you got these 2 vans out here. You want me to help you park them? You know, it wasn't nothing sexual. I just wanted to go the fuck home. I didn't think that she should be doing it at nighttime by herself. Clearly, she didn't like me, and she probably felt a little bit like I was psycho or something, so she didn't want anything to do with me. And, you know, I get that. Most girls hate me. They know that I'm ugly. I'm cool with being ugly. Because that was, like, not too long after I had burnt off my fucking face. So, you know, it's cool. I'm okay. I'm ugly, and I get that. It's fine. You can't make anybody love you. If they don't like you, if they're not attracted to you, it's nothing you can do about it. It's not your fault. It's just that they just don't like the way you look. Mostly here. Or they don't like your personality. I didn't come off as an asshat to Marie. I was trying to be very nice to her. And so, next day I had to work. So, Lewis comes in. I'm on the Dodge side. Other guys on the Honda side. And he had to leave early. But before that guy left, Lewis comes down to the Dodge side and starts jumping down my throat. Says, so why didn't you help Marie put those vans up last night? And I said, look here, fella. I said, before you start some shit that you don't want to get into, you need to understand that I asked her first. And she said no. And then this little asshole decides, well, the gentlemanly thing to do would be for you to go on and put the shit back anyway. Alright? First off, I detail cars. If my manager does not tell me to move the car, it would probably be a job security thing for me to not move the fucking cars. Especially after I took that dude's dually. So, no, I'm not touching a brand new van. I already destroyed 1 van the first time I got the job. So, yeah, that wasn't going to happen. And I asked her if she didn't want me to help her put it up. It's no longer my problem. Alright? And then I also told him I stopped being a gentleman a long time ago. Because every time I've been a gentleman, it has somehow managed to backfire in my face. So, he walked on up there and he said something smart under his breath. And I said, you know, I heard that, right? And he's like, yeah, well, what you going to do about it? I said, if I had another job to go to, you wouldn't be walking anymore. That's what I was going to do about it. And yes, he's the same guy in that little African commercial, you know, where he sticks his head into the building and there's like lions and tigers and zebras. Yeah, that Lewis. I haven't forgotten you, you light-skinned fucker. Anyway, you're still a douchebag full of dick tips. I don't care. You know, you couldn't beat my ass and you can't beat my ass. So if you want to know where I live at 512 Rougemont, Lewis. And anytime you feel like a man, you know, go ahead. Make your move. I do have military training now, so I'm more dangerous to you now than I was before. Anyway, moving on. So, get to the point where I'm getting tired of management on Honda and Dodge deciding that they can talk to me any way they want. So, I went over as many people's heads as I could go to, and then me and this guy have a car accident. It's not my fault that he took the car out to walk in after we washed it. He should have left it in there so that there wouldn't be any dirt on the car, because, you know, at nighttime, the morning dew brings the stuff out of the sky onto the car. Anybody who details cars will tell you, if you're selling a car the next day, the smart thing to do would be leave the car in the fucking wash area so that all you gotta do, wet that chamois up, wipe it down, pull it on out so the customer gonna see a nice, shiny, badass ride. Well, he hit my car with that car. So I volunteered to pay. He volunteered to pay. I got fired first, and then he got fired. But they couldn't really fire us for that because there's no posted speed limit in the parking lot. And I seen him out the corner of my eye before I knew it, he hit me. So, but they more or less tried to put the blame on me for speeding through the parking lot, which was bullshit because I drove through the parking lot at that speed every night since I had the fucking job. And now you want to get me after my car's hit. Then a couple of days after that, I got hit by another car at the Browns property, but I couldn't find the damage to it, but I had witnesses this time. So it's like, okay, well, clearly we know it's not your fault. It's like, all right, don't worry about it. My insurance ain't even got to know because I can't even find the damn dent. But I found the dent like a month or two later when I couldn't open up the fucking door. So we popped the fender, good to go. So Obama's president, and they used this against me as a way to get me out of the job. So apparently Ford went like belly up and Detroit took a hell of a hit. So the government started giving certain jobs or certain car companies money. Well, to save money, and since Dodges weren't selling, because at this time, Hondas have always been good on gas. Since they came out, they've always been good on gas that I know of. And Hondas were selling really well in 2008. And I was planning on leaving Browns, but not before I had a new job, because you never leave a job without having another job lined up. You know. Plus, if you can work both jobs, you do that if you love money. I love money. I love working. It gives me purpose, so I can spend money. Anyway, so they come to me. I come to work one day, and I've been at work for like 45 minutes, and clock in. I'm working, and Mark doesn't even know I'm there, but I wasn't supposed to clock in. I was supposed to be fired and sent back home that day. So I don't work for 45 minutes. And then Mark happened to walk back there and he goes, "Oh, you're here? Yeah, I need to talk to you right now. And Russell, I need you as a witness." So I go in there, my cousin's with me. He goes, "James, you're a good guy and all, and I got to talk to you. And I know you don't like beating around the bush." It's like, okay, before you say anything, whatever they told you I didn't fucking do it. I did my job last night. I cleaned this building from stem to stern with all the problems. It's not something that you did. Now, this is the hard part. He goes, "Look, son, you do good work here. You're never late. You're always on time. But you're fired." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you're fired. It's not that you are fired like you've done something and you're fucked fired, but we are killing the nighttime position. So you are no longer on the detail team, and you are no longer a night porter for cleaning up the building at nighttime. They have decided that the Honda guy is going to clean all the cars and both sides of the shop, but at nighttime, after 4 p.m., all the cars that come in for washing are going to go on the Honda side." And so, you know, me being economically smart, I said, "Well, why can't y'all just transfer my ass to Honda?" "We can't transfer you to Honda because we have one too many guys working at Honda. So we have 3 guys down there, and only one guy's going to be there after like the 5 o'clock hour. He's going to be there. He's going full time, so he's going to be there like 12 hours. But he'll be there all week long, every day." So I was like, "Okay, why can't y'all transfer me to Toyota or somewhere on Pantas?" Like, "They don't have any openings, and we're not going to be able to give you a job. It's been fun working with you, son. You're a good worker. You know, I appreciate, and I hope you have a great time in your endeavors. Now go clock out and say goodbye, and then please leave the premises." So I said goodbye to all my friends. I shook all their hands and let them know what the fucking dirty shit that I was going through, and I went the hell home. Now, it wasn't as bad as it sounds. I did get to draw unemployment for almost a year and 6 months because I was there for damn near 2 years. And then they gave me an extension until I could find a job. The only good thing out of it is that I did find the love of my life at that time, and I was in bad shape. You know, I was like borderline suicidal, and she popped into my life and gave me a purpose for living. The problem was she popped into my life as I was on my way to fucking Canada. Timing is everything. And everything was going well. I actually had got another job. It wasn't a great job, but I had got another job after that. Plus, I still had the under the table job, and then I got the job at TJ Maxx, and then my life went to hell because she decided that she didn't love herself enough to let me love her for the rest of my life. And I will always love her, but I will have to love her from afar. And I hope that she is happy wherever the hell she is. I hope whoever she's with, I hope he's treating her well, and that whoever she is with, I hope that you know that if you hurt her, I will find you. And I will break your and rip out your liver and feed it to you. And then I will rip out both your lungs at the same time. with the dragon's technique, or I will use Kiba Nagoku, and then you're just gonna drop dead. Anyway, as I close this out, because I don't want to break into tears for shit going to hell in a handbasket, because my life has been one big express train to hell in liquefied draws. You know, it has not been an easy thing, but getting fired, I have been fired from at least 5 jobs. Now, getting fired from TJ Maxx was a really bad one because I really loved that job, and they haven't made any attempts of letting me get a job at any store owned by TJ Maxx, and it wasn't really my fault, but upper management really didn't like me because I'm more Asian or attached to Asian culture than she is, and the manager that actually gave me the job, he didn't really like me no more because I was silent at first, and when I came out of my shell and I talked to everybody in the back, they didn't like to hear the truth. And I'm one of those people who, I'm going to tell the truth because I don't have time to lie and I don't have time to cover that shit up. I'm going to tell the truth, and if you don't like the truth, hey, don't do any dirt in front of me. Because I'm going to tell you what you did, why you did it, and how fast you can get the hell. If you need help, I'll help you there. But anyway, in closing, I want you guys to know, getting fired is not the best thing in the world. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely not the best thing in the world. And sometimes those things just come back to bite you in the ass. So, before I go, I will say this. Before I stopped going to church and started believing in God, I used to lie all the fucking time. But by the time I turned 12 years old, and my dad and my mom's mom had a discussion about you can't keep making my son go where he doesn't want to go, and the fact that I couldn't go live with him because they wanted me to repeat the same grade again every year, and it was like, no, fuck that shit. I'm not going to graduate when I'm 21. I'm going to graduate before I'm 20. So that there were some issues there. But from when I was 12 years old, I have learned that lying is wrong. So if you give everybody 99.9, you can leave stuff out. It doesn't mean you're lying. It's just you're leaving out some serious information that you don't think someone can handle. So I usually give people 99.9 of what I think they can handle. If I know you can handle the whole 1,000, I will give it to you. And some people just can't. People always claim they want to hear the truth, but then when you tell it to them, they can't accept it or they don't like it. Losing the love of my life through anything outside of death has been the worst thing that's ever happened to me. No, she was the greatest thing that ever happened to me, and losing her was the worst thing that ever happened to me. And I fought for her. From the day I left to the military till I came back from the military. I fought and fought and fought and fought. And every February 28th on her birthday, I bought her like an ass load of gifts that I could never give her. Because I really wanted to marry her. I really wanted her to be the wife for life. Because when you fall in love with somebody, if you can't love them with your whole heart and soul, then you really don't want to be with them. And I really wanted to be with her for the rest of my life. That's not going to happen now. It took me a court case to fix that problem. So, like I said, I hope that she's fine. I'm not going to mention her name. I did dedicate my graphic novel to her, my father, my second mother, my second father, Sergeant Decker, and I dedicated my film that's on here to them as well. I know I dedicated an episode to Sergeant Decker for sure. So if you guys check out my Guardians of the Earth, you will see that, and you will see who she is. And I'm a hopeless romantic, and I'm gonna tell you the last thing before I close out. Jim and the Holograms taught me how to love girls. Rio, he taught me how to love girls, and all cartoons like G.I. Joe with Lady J and Flint, Falcon and Jinx, Scarlet and Snake Eyes for the comic, and Scarlet and Duke for the cartoon, they taught me how to treat women properly. Now, they taught me how to treat a woman as the gift that God gave them to be. However, what they didn't teach me was, here's reality. In reality, you can love someone with everything you have, and they either won't love you back or can't love you back because they don't love themselves enough to realize that you are serious and that you love them. Or they let other people rule their life so they don't know what the fuck to do when the real thing comes along, and they wind up losing out on the best thing that could have ever been. So as I've had to move on by force, not by course, I am talking to another girl. I'm trying to get to her. She's living in the Philippines. I'm saving up money. And I'm hoping like hell that this isn't under the catfish, because as you know, I got catfish last year twice in 1 year. So, I'm really cautious. I'm not a very pretty man, all right? And I have an undeniable love for Asian women. My very first puppy love crush was a girl named Jillian who was an Eskimo in kindergarten at Berlin Moran. I've never been able to look at other women the same way that I look at Asian women. So for those who want to judge me, fuck you. And for those who understand that who you like isn't always a choice, it's not always a preference. Sometimes it just might be genetic. My dad has had a thing for white women. I have a thing for Asian women. They are the most beautiful women in the world to me. And I fall hill over heels for them every time. And I have a policy. I don't want to marry a black chick or a white chick because I know myself well enough that I've never cheated on anyone in a relationship, but I'm pretty sure that if I married a black chick or a white chick and a hot Asian chick came along, that I would break my own rules and cheat on my wife with an Asian chick. So, dead skin, sorry. The best way to solve that problem is to marry an Asian woman so that I know I won't cheat. I'll have my Asian fantasy to come home to every night. And as long as she's willing and compliant with my sexual desires, then there won't be an issue. And you're probably going to watch this video and say, James, you're one sick son of a bitch. Yes, I am. But I'm an honest sick son of a bitch. And the one thing that people will always remember me for is that I'm brutally fucking honest. I don't like lying to people. I hate that most people can't take everything that I'm going to say as it is, because it would be the truth. I have to water things down so that I don't break people's hearts and souls and shit like that. But it is what it is, and acceptance is a part of life, and I'm sorry. I'm not sorry that I met her. I'm not sorry that I fell head over heels in love with her. I am sorry that it didn't work out. And the only reason I'm sorry is because I don't know why it didn't work out. That's going to be the $8 million mystery that I will have to take up with God when I get there. But I will say this. In almost every relationship before her, I have been hurt by girls that were black, that were white, and that was it. The only reason why Jillian and I really didn't work out is because we were 5. What do you know about a relationship at 5? And she also moved away forever. So that was that. But I've always had a thing for Asian women since my dick could get hard. Always. Wasn't I had some really bad porno experiences, and if it wasn't for Asian women, I never would have started watching porn again. So thank you, Tierra Carrere. Thank you, Tara Patrick. Thank you, Charmaine Starr. And thank you to every other Asian one that I missed. Especially Lily Tai and Mika Tan and Lonnie. So there you have it in a nutshell. I've given you a little bit of my soul. And, I'm not getting you guys to understand me. And maybe you might like this video and maybe you might not. I'm just giving you these acts to let you guys know a little bit more in depth of who I am. Let me break it down first and tell you, I have always been a fighter. I have been fighting since the day I could walk. I didn't know Kung Fu since the day I could walk. But from 7 to 37, when I got fucked up, I've never, ever lost a real fight. I've never, except for my big sister, she used to beat my ass all the time. I've never really ran from a fight. Had guns drawn on me. I've had knives drawn on me. I've had people threaten me time and time again, and I'm still standing. I've never really been detained, but I have been arrested, because apparently every time you get a speeding ticket, according to the military, that you've been arrested. I've only been handcuffed twice for good deeds, and the good deed with the guy hijacking me, he's the only one that actually got away from my raft. But as far as my life, it has not been a great journey. It hasn't. And if I sit here and tell you that I haven't had any good moments, that would be a lie. But I will tell you this. With all the great moments, I've had more bad moments than great moments. But you have to take the good with the bad. And unfortunately, all I've had is bad moments. So as I close out, I want you guys to know, if you're gonna follow me, you're gonna get a blatantly honest guy who people consider a bad motherfucker. I hold my own. My acting career hasn't taken off. I'm 43 years old. It's probably not going to take off, so I need to consider other venues. You know, I can write a good story. I don't know how good it is because I can't find a publisher. I'm working on that. So I'm hoping sometime between now and the end of the week I can find some grace in God's eyes to make something happen that I won't have to work very hard for the rest of what's left of my life. Anyway, I'm James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Happening number 2. Sorry for giving you guys this pity party at the end, but I still have to think about what I'm going to say for Act 4. This is the third part of Act 3, so you really got to know me and got to know some of the things I got fired for and stuff. So, you know, you're probably going to find that shit funny. It's funny now. It really wasn't funny at the time. Okay, getting fired on my day off was kind of funny. But in hindsight, it's basically instant karma because I didn't believe that shit could happen. And I seen the movie on Friday. I think I never stopped laughing until the Sunday I got fired when shit got real. You know, because I got fired on my fucking day off. That's when I knew, oh, this isn't no Hollywood bullshit. This shit can really fucking happen. So, if you ever been fired on your day off, please leave me a comment on whichever part of this video that I had talked about that on. I'm James Williams Jr., the wedgie picking, dead skin peeling, SOB that's saying TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's Kung Fu Happening number 2. Be seeing you. If I can stop the damn thing.